immediately to the left, I then am I factored out a common factor of 2. And this is where people are making their mistake. You have to remember that you're taking this number. This is it's x squared plus 8x. How do I make that into a square? Well, I'm going to cut that in half. And if I have, and this is where I've asked you to think about this, imagine I have an x plus 4 and an x plus 4, and then what does that mean that I'm adding in that corner? The 16. But because I have a 2 there, I need to remember it's 2 times that quantity. Okay, so for those of you, that's where your error is. So 8 divided by 2 is my 4. That's the number that's right there. Okay? Anybody else have any other questions then on those? Yes, no? Okay. So what are you going to do with this piece of that test?
Save it.
Yes. Save it.
Study for figures.
Yes, and if you don't, what I would do is make sure you understand where your error was and how to do it correctly. Okay, and then, that's a perfect study guide. Remember, your final exam, will be one of these types of questions, so you should be able to answer these. And then if you can do these, then you can do the questions on your exam. Okay? Are we ready to roll? Anybody else have any questions on those? Okay. All right, so on,
I have a question.
yes,
What'd you get?
yes.
I labeled my graph, and it was the right label, right?
Okay, well, why don't you, if you give that to me, I'll be glad to look at it. So can you show that to me, please? Okay. So my goal today is we're picking up where we left off on Friday. We're going to talk about solving by factoring. Now we've been solving equations by graphing. And remember, when we talk about, if I gave you, for an example, I'm going to start this problem like this. If I just gave you this, and without any direction, how would you go about solving that? And what are we looking for? I'm going to re-ask the question. If I said solve x squared minus 4x equals 12, what is the question asking you to solve for?
X.
What about x?
Is
Which
equal to-
value of x?
Where does it intersect with
Where does x, what do you mean, where does
parabola?
it?
Where
Like,
does
the
y
two
equal
intersections
12?
of the parabola of y equals 12, where are the x values?
Okay, so we're looking for what are the values of x when the parabola is equal to 12? Okay, and everybody's clear with that. Because in this particular case, we're looking for, and how do we use, what do we put into the graphing calculator? What do we call that?
Y.
Okay, is it the related function?
Yeah.
Okay, this is an equation because it's equal to something, but when we're looking at our graphing calculator, we're putting y equals x squared minus 4x, and we're looking for where it equals 12. Right, and everybody has that mindset, because today, the assignment is going to be a little bit different, okay? Today, I'm going to ask you to solve by factoring, okay? And by factoring, I am going to rearrange this. I'm going to write it in standard form. And what am I looking for now?
When y equals 0.
When y equals 0. Okay, because what did I set this equation to? To
Standard form.
it's in standard form, but I'm looking for when will it equal 0. Now hopefully, we spent quite a bit of time factoring. Can you tell me what are the factors?
X minus 6, X plus.
Okay, so I have x minus 6 and x plus 2. Does everybody agree? Okay, so I know that x times that is x squared will be a positive 2x. This is a negative 6x. So when they combine, will give me the 4x, and the negative times a positive gives me the negative 12. Okay, now, we started talking about the principle of zero products. The principle of zero products. Sounds like a fancy name, but 0, if I have two numbers, and if I have this statement, this quantity times that quantity, this quantity times that quantity, in order for this to be a true statement, what has to be true?
1 has to equal 0.
1 has to equal 0. So, what are the values, and you can think about this in two ways, what are the values here that will make this equal to 0?
6.
6, right? And what is the value here that will make this equal to 0?
-2.
2, right. Or, you know, people like to set this up as, actually I don't even need that parentheses. I could write x minus 6 equals 0, and I can solve for 6. For x. Or in this case, x plus 2 equals 0, and I know that x is going to equal a negative 2. Okay? So, what have we found? Where? Okay, please graph this on your calculator, and let's look at what we have.